and the audience wants to speak out in front of us, these are available in the back of the room. Pull one out and give it to Becky over here, our clerk. And in the meantime, the first person on here is Keith Mullins. And Keith, you know you get no more than 15 minutes to speak, right?
Thank you, President.
Okay, there you go.
Just might take you up on that one of these days.
I'm sure you will.
But anyway, yeah, I want to thank you for that. I mean, as it begins, I want to kind of address some of the big news we've heard over the weekend and out in the residence here. And it looks like that the billionaire Arlington Heights Bears have no other place to go but right back here to Arlington Heights. This is a great opportunity, especially in one way. The village would now have an enormous amount of negotiating leverage on any property tax subsidy that's going to be given to them. We're in the driver's seat as a village right now. For example, this is an opportunity to negotiate even more funds for education, for desperately needed available and affordable housing, for infrastructure investment, for public works, for public health, and for safe streets, all in exchange for the massive property tax subsidies that will be given to the Bears later on. We all learned that during the recent closed door and rubber stamped approval of the school's memorandum of understanding that would freeze the billionaire Bears property assessments for 23 to 40 years and then allow for negotiated payments later shows that they are interested in only one thing here. And it's not us, spoiler alert, but how much in property tax subsidies they can get in the form of a TIF, a pilot, or the latest rage tax giveaway scheme for mega projects. So finally, I would say that as the deal makers return back to behind closed doors, please use the leverage that the village legitimately has now for new community investment that is commensurate to the property tax giveaways and does not lead to double-digit tax levy increases to residents and businesses in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mullins. And I just want to make one comment. I don't want anybody to be misled or misunderstand. There are no closed doors meetings that are happening behind anyone's back. When and if the Bears do make an announcement that they are coming to Arlington Heights with certainty, there'll be a process that is going to begin, and there'll be an enormous amount of opportunity for every resident, every business owner to become educated and participate in all the dialogue that's going to happen. And this entire board, believe me when I tell you, we'll all have something to say, and it will be wonderful or it won't be. We're all committed to work for our neighborhoods here and make sure it's a great project if it's going to happen. But we're still waiting on that to happen as far as the direction. So thank you, Mr. Mullins. Next on the blue cards list is Don Lucky Jr. Did I say that right?
Thank you, Mayor. And welcome. Thank you for having me here. Boy, what a tough act to follow. But actually it was good news. Actually, what a great segue. So thank you very much. You know, I'm president and founder of, and I'll keep it to 3 minutes.
Yep.
President and founder of One Road, Many Paths. I'm somewhat new to Arlington Heights, but not new to the commitment of this. You know, bottom line, please visit our website, oneroadmanypaths.org. It's all out there. Our 4 tenets are arts, education, community, and culture. Okay, we study contemporary culture, which sports is. But the really good news, we've made a lot of plans, and again, I'm not going to take up the podium for this. It's been out there and in long discussions with the state of Illinois. Our tax offset involves no grants, no TIF funding. Okay, it's only federal funding if you want to think of it in its simplest form. Here's your land worth of T-shirts. Okay, here's your tax receipt that you don't pay for 100 years. Okay, and that's our plan. All of this is carefully documented. I'd like to schedule a longer meeting to discuss that and present you with anything that I have available here.
Okay. Well, thank you. You're welcome to give anything that you want to our clerk here. And
no problem. This is just, it's a copy of our federal form. Because again, these are acting on our federal powers.
Okay, great.
So thanks for that, and it's really good news. The goal is to save the 3% over 100 years. So that's 300 million is my estimate, but actually it's more than that. That's on their land.
Okay, thank you for being here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Next is Matthew McDonald.
Hello, Matthew McDonald, resident of Arlington Heights for the last 10 years. Just want to say thank you for having me and allowing me the opportunity to speak. I'm here today to talk about an accident that happened on Kensington and Windsor. The students that walked to Windsor School, I have 4 small children myself, 2 attending Windsor, and I'm actively involved. My wife's part of PTA and part of District 214. And this has been an issue for the street crossing for a while now. 20 plus years ago, someone was tragically injured or sustained injuries for the rest of their life. 7 years ago, my next door neighbor actually put in additional crossing barriers and flags in the middle of the street. Those were driven over and destroyed multiple times and then finally removed. And then just recently, as I was walking to pick up my children, I actually started running because 2 cars had ran right to where the crossing guard was standing, and just by seconds missing multiple kids that would have been standing on the corner. So looking for options of how to either entice you guys or the state. I heard that it is a state road, so if there's additional people that I need to contact, as well as private petition or privately raised funds, to however we can help counteract to get a little safer and more secure crossing at Kensington.
So were you describing some people drag racing, or what were they?
No, it was just it's a normal accident. It's, on Kensington, they're usually going a little faster. It's right at kind of the curve between Mariano's and kind of 3 blocks that would be north. And it's always been an issue. I mean, I feel bad for the crossing guard. She can't get people to stop many times. There's 2 blinking lights on either side, but it does very little. So, and I know it's been an issue for many of my neighbors for years, and they've tried to do different things, and just didn't know if needs to be a road study first, or what avenues we can go about to try to get a stop sign put in place, or additional lighting or safety measures.
Okay. Well, the first step is that you're here and you brought it to everyone's attention. I'm sure our village manager has taken notes, and if you want, he can give you his business card and you guys can talk afterwards. He's already got in his hand.
Perfect. Thank you.
He knows.
And I've already mentioned it to the superintendent and some other people, so hoping it's
All right. Well, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate it.